Hey guys, alright, I finished the third chapter of the Quran. These chapters are called surahs, I believe, so I want to pronounce that correctly. Um, I don't have too much to say. I don't know how often I'm gonna make one of these entries. I obviously can't do it every two or three surahs, because then there'll be a bunch. Um, the second chapter, called the calf, or the cow, um, it's almost like every negative stereotype you've heard of Islam. That's it. It's basically you believe the right thing. Allah is at war with those who believe differently than you, and there was one part that equated one man is equal to two women. Yeah. Um, Jesus is mentioned in the third one specifically. Just the same. He was born of a virgin. Follow him, but just that he's a prophet. What I did find interesting was I read a little more of the intro at the beginning of the Quran, which I didn't read much before, and it said, if you're not familiar with Islam, then you may want to read them out of order. You may want to start with some of the smaller surahs towards the end before tackling something heavy like the cow, that second surah. Um, well, I decided I'm going to read them in order because that's just the easiest way for me. That way I know I get everything, I'm not skipping anything. But I can understand why they would put that warning there. Because if you just go in and you read specifically the calf, that second surah, you're in to not get a good impression of Islam. The third chapter pretty much continued in that. I'm finding very little coherence in it. It feels a lot like someone's rambling, which is what I'm doing now. I'm rambling, but uh, you know, it's just someone talking and they go into one subject and then they go to another, and no real coherence in the argument. Um, which I guess it's kind of interesting to read a sort of stream of conscious talking about God, but if it actually was the word of God, you'd think he'd be a little more structured in what he had to say. Um, the fourth surah, which I'll start soon, is called Women. That should be interesting. See what it's got to say there. But up till now, it's definitely been written for a male audience. Tells the reader uh, what to think of his wife. You know, so if God indeed wrote these books, what he didn't think women should read. He thought he only the men needed to be instructed on life. Um, if any of you watching this are Muslim, maybe you're getting offended by what I'm saying. You're gonna keep getting offended. It's not. It doesn't look like I'm gonna be too impressed. But I did some thinking, and I thought, okay, well, what if someone who didn't know anything about Christianity just read the Bible cold, the way I'm reading the Quran cold? Um, well, if someone did that, I don't think he would get a good sense of what modern Christians think or their beliefs. But he would get a unique perspective of what the text says, and I think that says more about Christianity than what the people of today actually believe. So even if the Muslims of today do not directly correlate to this text, I think reading the text cold the way I'm doing says more about it. Um, that's all I got to say this time. I probably won't make too many more of these until something really jumps at me. Maybe something in the fourth surah will, but that's all for now. So long.